100% slept it.
Yeah, you'd be fine. Yeah,
I
we
grew up in
ain't
the
doing no
country.
running after that. No, we were nice. No, that was it.
Oh, look, until I was an adult, I didn't live in the city. Always lived in the country. So, but that was my Christmases.
We'll go back quickly because then we can move on from it and all that kind of stuff. But you know how you were saying, you got the big, your friend.
Yeah. The family always brought out the Christmas. Yeah.
So we were in Dunedin one year, and I don't know if Mum wants me to talk about this, but we had one where Dad got food poisoning and actually had to go back to Napier on I think it was Christmas Eve. So it was really expensive tickets, obviously, from Dunedin to Napier.
It's expensive to start with.
So yeah, we're talking Brisbane to Sydney, so a decent amount from South Island to North Island kind of thing. Yeah. And so he left, and I remember, and this is the saddest story ever. I know, get your small violins out. We had once again only a few hand-full of presents, right? But family members came across and had all these presents, and did the when you give the gift card, but you give it in the big box. So you think, oh, it's a huge present. Oh, it's a gift voucher. Cool, that kind of stuff. Yep. I remember we did that. And I think it got to about the cousins had about 4 or 5 presents where we hadn't got one. And I remember sitting there thinking, is that it for us? So me being me at 12 years old, I just stood up and said, is that it? Because if it is, I'm going downstairs because I don't want to see this no more. My dad's not here. I don't care about this anymore. I did a big scene kind of thing. Right,
as you do.
And they went, yeah, no, that's all your presents. You're done. You can go now. While there's still 15 presents under the tree, 20 presents under the tree. And I remember going into my room down at Nana's house, listening to Will Smith, his Big Willie style album on tape while the tape was running slow because there was no power. So tapes were these things that used to...
I know what
And all I remember is hearing getting jiggy with it at about 3/4 speed. So it was getting jiggy with it. No. And that's how I thought the song was until I got new batteries. And then I was like, wait, this song's actually funny. This is cool. But yeah, that was my lovely, depressing Christmas.
Yeah, at least your mum stood up for you.
Yeah, mum just all of a sudden went ham and just spade everything. It was great.
Yeah,
Spade
that's really funny.
What about worst Christmas presents?
Oh.
Because, we can all talk about the best one we had.
Oh, yeah.
What's the worst? The worst for me was a nose hair trimmer, an electric nose hair trimmer. Now, get the picture of that.
How do you respond to that?
I got you that 2 years ago, dude. What?
It was an ex.
How dare you? How dare you?
It was an ex's mother.
Oh, okay, sorry.
We didn't get on, and she gave it to me. I'm like, this is excellent. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I used it to trim some wood. That's what I ended up doing. I modified it and took there's these little nobules on the end of it, and I took it off and just was using it to trim wood, and it worked out to be the most practical present. Not the best, but the most practical.
I was going to say, I would have, driven out, and as you're driving down the street, just out the window.
Well, you'd expect that. If you were going to if I was going to give you guys a really bad present, I'd go, well, you're just going to throw it away.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to
give it a shot.
Find the absolute best way to use it.
Okay.
And you can stick it.
I got my mum and dad gave me a joke present once. It was Paul Holmes' CD. Now, you guys probably don't know who Paul Holmes is, but he was a New Zealand broadcaster.
Oh, he's a legend.
Kind of who would it be? Trying to think here. Kind of like Alan Jones. A little bit controversial, but probably not as controversial as him. So he passed now, so rest in peace. But he was kind of like he was like New Zealand
he had to make a few
He'd
apologies.
be number one. You'd be like, name one. Paul Holmes, that kind of style kind of thing. And he was giving an award at the New Zealand Music Awards. And he jokingly just went, let's have a go, and sung a song. And someone went, oh, you can hold a tune. All right, here's a record deal, because that's what you do. And I remember getting this thing. It was one of the ones that was the most given Christmas present that year and the most returned gift to that year. I was like, this so like, thanks, never see it again. And I remember that Christmas, I got it from Mum and Dad, and I was like, oh, yeah, cool, sweet. And Dad joking was like, oh, no, I grabbed the CD player, put it on repeat, and just hit play. And I said, if I have to listen to it, so do you. So do you. Yeah. And the worst thing was, it was fairly decent. it was pretty good.
How about you, Bex?
2 come to mind.
How many from me?
None.
That's the best answer you've given. Now let's be honest. How many from it?
No. Actually, two come to mind. When I was a kid, my aunt used to give us pajamas for Christmas, and she never got my size right. Like, growing up, she would always buy me 2 sizes too small. And I was a tall kid. I wasn't a fat kid, but I was a tall kid, and they would just never fit. And I vaguely remember saying to her one year, I haven't been a size 12 since I was 12. And I was probably about 17 at the time. I was like, you know what, whatever. I don't want this anymore. And more recently, my father's partner gave me I don't know if I should say this. She gave me this perfume set that smelled like talcum powder. Right. It's a very unusual thing to give somebody of my age to start with, and you don't give perfume without finding out what they wear, just saying. Mm-hmm. Perfume's quite a personal preference.
Yep.
And talcum powder, come on. I'm in my 30s. I'm not 70. I'm just saying.
Though.
Angus.
For me...
This is it. Your turn.
There's not really any that come to mind because all of the bad gifts I've ever been given since being a kid are probably things I asked for. Like, I once asked for a robot dog that, chased a little laser. Only worked half the time. But I was given that. Yep. And I asked for it. So it's sort of my fault. But one that comes to mind, we were visiting my partner at the time's grandparents, and she was given a contact book. This was only 3 years ago.
People still have those.
It wasn't like a guy on it. It wasn't like an empty book that you could use for anything else. It was a contact book. It had name, phone number, email.
Wow.
I haven't seen those since the 90s.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out what you would... It's not like we have pockets to carry that sort of thing anymore, or... I'm guessing it wasn't a tiny little notebook type thing. It was
a decent one.
You put it next to your landline phone. So a landline phone was a...
Tell me, Gareth.
I haven't seen anything like that since the 90s.
They might have been holding on to it since the 90s.
I was going to say, they probably we need to get rid of something. Hey, enjoy this.
When we were kids, that was the thing you got. And you remember those fold-out diaries that girls used to have that had the little magnetic strip that would... you'd fold it open. And
because, we're all little teenage girls. So
you all went to school with girls, and it was very popular.
All boys school. We'll leave that one there because it's family friendly.
But these books you could buy at you have sisters, for goodness sake. They fold out, and there's a sticker book on one side and a notepad, and then there's an address book for you can keep in a diary.
I do remember those.
Do you remember those?
Yeah, I do remember.
And I'm pretty sure they originated from Australia because a lot of them had kangaroos and koalas and stuff on the front of them. Yep. I think they came with was it Girlfriend mag or something ridiculous like that.
I think ours the year after the Australian ones because they'd be they didn't sell, let's just send them off to New Zealand, that'll be fine. Yep.
Yeah, backwater New Zealand.
Yep, that was the one. Add it to some magazine, it'll be good. Stick a logo on it.
Just make sure it's got a different date.
Yeah. But explain why the title was always twinked out and written over in pen. So twink was white out with you.
Or if you're British, Tipex.
Yeah, Tipex. You forget sometimes. I forget. I would start talking Kiwi and be passive vivid and all that kind of stuff. Put some white, and then looking at you what is a vivid? And you have to say a Sharpie. You guys know what a Sharpie? Yeah.
Vivid is a similar version, but it's kind of like a whiteboard marker size.
It's almost like saying, a Band-Aid is the brand name of it. It's an elastic plaster, but you call it a Band-Aid because that's what it's called. And over in New Zealand, it's just a Vivid.
It's the same. It's the same as you guys call it an esky and an icy pole, and we call it a chili bin and an ice block.
Yeah,
a chili bin.
Chili bin. Yeah.
What?
Well, you there we go.
Here we go.
Sorry, it's a bin that gets chili.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you put ice in it. It's chili bin. Esky is just a brand name. Chili bin is actually what it's for.
Yeah.
Are you saying that we're calling esky... We're calling...
yeah, so what you call an esky is what we call a chili bin.
You've blown my mind.
Yeah. But it doesn't. Esky is if you had to explain to something what an esky was, you'd say, it's a bin that keeps food chili. We just cut that straight out and just go, it's a chili bin.
See, our words are very practical.
Sorry, that's a mind-blown moment there.
I'm going to pull that up at Christmas and blow everyone's mind.
Do it. Just hold on a second. Do you know what this is called?
You know how everybody makes fun of Kiwis for using the word jandal instead of... I don't want to say the other word.
Thong. You guys call them thongs.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we call them jandals.
We call them jandals because they originate from the Japanese sandal, which is the wooden sandal with the what do you call it? Cotton
Straps on it, yeah.
strap.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we
So-
call them jandals instead of thongs because where we come
Japanese,
from.
sandal. Portmanteau, jandal.
That is my second
There you
go.
mind
Yeah.
blow.
But where we come from, a thong is a G-string, so it's a pair of underwear. We don't wear underwear on our feet.
Yeah. So you do get caught out a couple of times. And yeah, this is pretty much like, Americans and Canadians calling things slightly different.
Yeah.
That's what we do over
Yeah,
here.
and what was the other one? You guys call it a doona. We call it a duvet.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Yeah.
But
You sort
every
of use both.
I don't
Depends on
understand
your age.
either word. Like,
Yeah,
what
no.
do they mean?
well, you could call it a quilt,
Bedsheet and
but it's a
bedsheet.
bit
There we
different.
go,
So a
Sam.
quilt is different to a duvet. Quilt's more of
Yeah.
the inner side
A
of things.
duvet
Yeah.
here has sides, like those little ruffled sides,
Ooh.
whereas a doona is the thing that goes on top. But if you're more, say, older than, say, probably 65, then that doona, the thing that goes on top, is a duvet.
Yes.
Or if you're British or Kiwi, that's what we call a duvet.
Yeah, I used
Yeah.
to have one on. So you'd have the bed base, which was then covered by a
Duvet.
duvet. Yeah. That's where you pick it up from.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you put the mattress on top, and then you'd put the doona over top of it. But in New Zealand, it's basically just a duvet, mattress, some fabric thing with frills on it, and the base. That's how it is.
We now have the second blown mind.
Yeah, Bex is
No,
like, wait,
no, no,
what?
no,
wait,
no, no.
wait, hold on. She's trying to follow it. So I went up the bed and then went down the bed.
I'm
like,
trying
wait,
to visualize what he's talking about because there's another name for that thing that you put on the bottom. It's not
Yeah.
a duvet. It's
It's called something, but yeah, we used to.
Valance.
Valance, yes, there we go. Yeah.
Oh, what?
A valance. Or as we like to call it, valance. So,
We would know of a lance in Australia as the part of a curtain.
The thing that goes
Yeah.
at the top of the
Yep.
curtain and then before.
Or that chick from Neighbours' last name, Holly. Yeah.
Yeah. yeah.
Whoa, how was that for a...
Wow.
Do you want to know
That
something
was
weird?
a stretch.
That is a stretch. It is just like her song Kiss Kiss and her singing ability. Whoa. What?
Oh my goodness.
That's how much of a radio
you
dude I
can't
am.
say things like that.
I can.
You
I just can't back it up.
That was bad.
That was so
she
bad.
can actually sing.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's actually not too bad.
No, she is. I know. I just wanted to try and get a name in there and the fact she can sing. But no, yeah, it was, yeah, but yeah, that's why it always makes us laugh because we got friends of ours that we, explain to them what a chili bin and a, esky was. And Brad's like, yeah, no, I'll give you that one. And we try and explain the jandal. He's like, nah, it's a thong. No matter what, it's a thong.
And then-
We're just going to call it that from now on. Even though you're trying to that's good. And you kind of learn to respect, you got to push your boundaries, all that kind of stuff. You go, Pavlova, meh. The Crowded House, they're our house. Split ends, that's us.
You can have them.
No, split ends is us. No, we have split ends was Kiwi, Crowded House was 50-50,
Yeah.
so I got that one wrong, I apologize. Russell Crowe, yeah.
You can have them.
We don't want him.
We don't want them either.
What about keeping it modern for me, Lord?
She is.
She
Didn't she go to
She
Auckland?
was ours. You don't, you look, we will give you Pavlova, we keep Lord.
No, we
Okay?
can't give them
No,
Pavlova.
Yeah,
I'm gonna-
No. Whoa. Back up.
I'm shaking on it. I'm shaking.
No. Pavlova is neither New Zealand or Australia's to claim.
Get out. Out
It's
now.
not. It's British. It's
out
a
now.
British dish. It's
Lamington. There we
I
are.
think we should.
Lamington.
I
don't know.
I honestly think we should leave this one out because our Christmas podcast is going to get violent.
Yeah, we're going to get violent.
We're going to get violent.
It's not.
We're going to get violent.
No, it's not. No, it's
Yeah.
not. Look, seriously, you guys can keep Russell Crowe.
We don't want him.
She had his ours. Thank you.
Do you know? So she had it was a band for nothing.
Wow, stop being so condescending.
I'm not being condescending. I'm trying to.
Never coming on this show.
So when you say never, you mean no.
Just stop. No.
It's always just fun having someone younger than me because I'm look. Oh,
Often he's.
I realize I've just dug a hole and I'm going to probably try and dig my way out of this.
Yep.
No, just because Bex is older than I am.
I'm
Not
following both of you.
by much.
10 months.
Exactly.
Cradle snatcher.
Here's something I was saying to Emma
Yes.
this afternoon. So in our party today, there's been 8 of us. And up until maybe 10 years ago, I was always the youngest in every crowd that I've been in. Today is the first time that I've been in a major group
Yep.
where I've been the oldest.
Your mum.
Oh, apart from your mum. Your
Yeah.
mum's 21, though.
She sure is. Let's go
21,
with that.
how many times, though?
No,
Stop.
21.
Stop.
I'm
You are
sticking with me being the
digging
oldest.
yourself a hole, Gareth.
Your mum's going to hear this, and I'm going to get backhanded the next podcast we do. I'm going to be talking
She'll
like
sick
this.
Chester on you, and then you'll be in real trouble.